Let's see who it is.
Welcome back to Who Died Today US, the channel where we remember and honor the lives of those we've lost. From Hollywood stars to music legends and historic figures, we pay tribute to the legacies they left behind. If you want to keep their memories alive with us, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story.
John Robinson, who passed away at the age of 89 on November 6th, was a legendary figure in American football, leaving behind an indelible legacy as one of USC's most celebrated head coaches. Robinson, whose passing was due to complications from pneumonia, dedicated decades to shaping the sport, inspiring players, and establishing a standard of excellence and physicality in college football that resonated across generations. Robinson's influence on USC football was monumental. Across 2 stints with the Trojans, from 1976 to 1982, and then from 1993 to 1997, he led the program to incredible heights, including a national championship win in 1978. He championed an ethos of discipline, grit, and relentless physicality, crafting teams that wore down their opponents and executed on fundamentals. Under his guidance, USC's 1978 championship team became legendary, and the following 1979 squad included future Pro Football Hall of Famers Anthony Munoz, Ronnie Lott, Marcus Allen, and Bruce Matthews. Robinson's coaching style made the Trojans an enduring powerhouse in college football, and his 104-35-4 record with the team remains one of the highest in program history. Beyond the victories, Robinson's legacy extends to his undefeated record in 4 Rose Bowl appearances, a feat that earned him a place in the Rose Bowl Hall of Fame in 2004. His accomplishments were further honored with inductions into the College Football Hall of Fame and the USC Athletic Hall of Fame in 2009. Known for his ability to connect deeply with his players, Robinson didn't merely watch from the sidelines. He was an active mentor, teaching his players every aspect of the game. Robinson's career was not confined to college football. In the NFL, he coached the Los Angeles Rams from 1983 to 1991, leading the team to multiple playoff appearances and 2 NFC championship games. Later in his career, he returned to college football to coach UNLV and later lent his expertise as a senior consultant for the LSU Tigers national championship team in 2019. John Robinson is survived by his wife, Beverly, his 4 children, 2 stepchildren, and 10 grandchildren. His passing marks the end of a remarkable chapter in football history, but his influence remains alive in the lives of his players and the programs he elevated. Coach Robinson's legacy of grit, integrity, and excellence will continue to inspire future generations on and off the field. Judith Jamison, who passed away at the age of 81 on November 9th, leaves behind a luminous legacy as a dancer, choreographer, and pioneering leader in the world of dance. Known for her transformative influence as the artistic director of the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, Jamison shaped the company's legacy from 1989 to 2011, guiding it to become a global emblem of excellence in dance and an enduring cultural beacon. Born in Philadelphia in 1943, Jamison's early artistic life was rooted in music and dance. Her passion for movement led her to study classical ballet, modern dance, and other techniques under renowned mentors. This foundation propelled her to New York, where, in 1964, she joined the Alvin Ailey Dance Theater, a partnership that would define her career and captivate audiences worldwide. Jamison's signature solo, Cry, remains one of the most celebrated pieces in the company's repertoire. Choreographed by Ailey as a tribute to his mother and dedicated to all Black women everywhere, Cry encapsulated Jamison's unique blend of strength, grace, and emotional depth, marking her as a true icon in the dance world. Throughout her years with Alvin Ailey, Jamison performed on stages across the globe, winning acclaim for her electrifying performances and powerful presence. She danced alongside luminaries like Mikhail Baryshnikov and performed in iconic works such as Revelations and Blues Suite. In 1988, she founded the Jamison Project, creating a space for her own choreography and advancing the art form with works that reflected her distinct vision. Following Ailey's passing in 1989, Jamison took on the role of artistic director, a position she held for over 2 decades. Under her guidance, Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater flourished, honoring its founder's legacy while expanding its repertory and global influence. Jamison's leadership fostered a nurturing and inspiring environment for dancers, making the company a sanctuary for creativity and a home for artists from diverse backgrounds. Even after stepping down as artistic director in 2011, Jamison continued to influence the world of dance as the company's artistic director emerita, mentoring a new generation of performers and ensuring the continuity of Ailey's legacy. Judith Jamison's extraordinary life and work have left an indelible mark on the dance world, inspiring countless dancers and audiences. Her memory will continue to resonate as her artistry, dedication, and passion for dance remain woven into the fabric of American and global culture. Ella Jenkins, who passed away at the age of 100 on November 9th, was a beloved American singer-songwriter, affectionately known as the First Lady of the children's folk song. Over her 7-decade career, she transformed children's music into a vibrant and meaningful genre, inspiring generations of young listeners, parents, and educators through her joyful approach to song. Her work became the foundation for children's music education, seamlessly blending musical learning with cultural exploration. Born in St. Louis in 1924 and raised on the south side of Chicago, Jenkins was surrounded by an eclectic array of musical influences. Growing up without formal training, she developed a natural ear for rhythm and melody, inspired by blues and gospel music, harmonica jams, and neighborhood sounds. Her career in music began in Chicago recreation centers, where she first wrote songs for children, hoping to capture their wonder and curiosity. Jenkins soon joined Chicago's public television scene, hosting her own segment, This Is Rhythm, which celebrated the diverse cultural rhythms and stories that would become the cornerstone of her music. Jenkins was best known for her interactive and educational style, particularly her use of call-and-response singing, which she introduced in her 1957 album Call-and-Response Rhythmic Group Singing. This technique became her signature, fostering participation and inclusivity among children. Her songs, ranging from nursery rhymes and bilingual tunes to multicultural songs, taught more than just rhythm and melody. They emphasized cooperation, self-expression, and cultural awareness. Albums like Multicultural Children's Songs remain classics, with Jenkins' heartfelt music serving as both an entryway to folk traditions and a unifying thread across languages and backgrounds. As an ambassador of children's music, Jenkins traveled widely, sharing her love of music on all 7 continents. She made appearances on cherished programs such as Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street, and became a fixture in households around the world. Her music and message reached beyond the stage, advocating for early childhood education, cultural exchange, and the simple joy of singing together. Jenkins's profound impact on children's music earned her numerous awards, including the prestigious Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2004. Ella Jenkins' voice was a rare gift to the world, a reminder of the beauty and simplicity and the power of music to bridge differences. Her legacy lives on in every child and adult who learned to sing, laugh, and connect through her songs. She will forever be celebrated for the love, light, and cultural richness she brought into our lives. Bobby Allison, a trailblazing figure in American motorsports, passed away on November 9th at the age of 86 in Mooresville, North Carolina. Known for his unwavering tenacity and skill behind the wheel, Allison built a legendary career that spanned nearly 3 decades in NASCAR, along with successful stints in IndyCar, Trans Am, and Can-Am racing. As the founder of the iconic Alabama Gang, Allison, alongside fellow drivers, brought fame to Hueytown, Alabama, and drew national attention to Southern racing culture. His career was filled with milestones. He claimed 85 official NASCAR Cup Series wins, including 3 victories at the Daytona 500, the last of which in 1988 was a historic father-son finish alongside his son Davey. Allison's indomitable spirit also earned him the Winston Cup Championship in 1983, cementing his place among the sport's elite. Named one of NASCAR's 50 greatest drivers, he was honored with an induction into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2011. Beyond the numbers and trophies, Allison's influence extended to his innovative style. Racing for much of his career with his own low-budget team, he showed the world that grit and passion could rival the best-funded teams. A memorable figure in NASCAR lore, Allison's infamous 1979 fight with Cale Yarborough at the Daytona 500 remains a legendary moment, credited with bringing NASCAR into the national spotlight. Allison's career was not without hardship. In 1988, he was involved in a near-fatal accident that left him with severe injuries and ultimately ended his driving career. Despite these challenges, he remained a dedicated advocate for the sport, promoting rail safety and serving as a mentor to younger drivers. Tragically, Allison also faced the loss of his sons, Clifford and Davey, who both passed away in accidents during their own promising racing careers. Bobby Allison will be remembered not only for his extraordinary achievements on the track, but also for his resilience in the face of adversity. His story is one of passion, perseverance, and an unbreakable bond with the sport he loved. His legacy lives on in every NASCAR event, where his influence on racing and his spirit of determination continue to inspire. Jack Master, the renowned Scottish DJ and record producer born Jack Revel, passed away at the age of 38 after a tragic accident in Ibiza. Known for his profound influence in electronic music, Jack Master's career was marked by an exceptional talent for blending genres and curating memorable sets, becoming a pivotal figure in the dance music scene. Jack Master's journey began in Glasgow, where his love for music was nurtured at a young age. By the time he was 13, he was learning to DJ under the mentorship of his friend Spencer. And by 17, he was a resident at the revered Monarchs Club, spinning records in some of Glasgow's most iconic venues. His early work at Rubadub Record Shop, where he was often paid in records instead of cash, deepened his passion for vinyl and music curation. The nickname Jack Master, given to him by peers, became a lasting symbol of his commitment to his craft and his remarkable influence in music. Beyond his skills as a DJ, Jack Master was a co-founder of Numbers, a record label and club night that celebrated underground music and showcased emerging talent. Through Numbers, he released influential tracks from artists like Jamie Dedex and Sophie, building a platform that would redefine the Glasgow music scene and resonate worldwide. Known for playing in esteemed venues like Fabric, DC-10, Berghain, and festivals like Glastonbury and Tea in the Park, Jack Master's impact on global club culture was profound. Despite challenges in his career, Jack Master remained committed to personal growth and openly discussed the steps he took toward self-improvement. His candid reflections on his journey added depth to his public image, resonating with fans and artists alike who admired his transparency and resilience. Jack Master's legacy lives on through his contributions to the electronic music community and the countless lives he touched through his performances, productions, and label work. His vibrant spirit, immense talent, and dedication to his craft have left an indelible mark on the music world. Jack Master will be remembered not only as a groundbreaking DJ, but as a beloved figure whose influence will continue to inspire generations of music lovers. Rupert Keegan, who passed away at the age of 69 after a long battle with cancer, was a British racing driver whose career was marked by passion and determination on the track. Keegan's journey into the world of motorsports began in the competitive environment of British Formula 3, where he won the championship in 1976. His victory there opened the doors to Formula 1, a stage he would grace with his talent and fearless spirit. Keegan's debut in Formula 1 came in 1977, and he went on to participate in 37 Grand Prix races with teams like Hesketh, Surtees, RAM, and March. Despite driving for teams that often lacked the resources of their competitors, Keegan was relentless, showing his grit and skill every time he took to the track. His best finish came at the 1977 Austrian Grand Prix, where he placed 7th, a notable achievement considering the challenges he faced with his machinery. His tenacity in Formula One, along with his 1979 Aurora Formula One championship win, made him a respected figure in the racing community. Following his time in Formula One, Keegan continued his career in kart racing in the United States and also competed in endurance racing, further displaying his versatility and love for the sport. Even after his retirement from competitive racing, he continued to contribute to the motorsports world, working as a racing instructor and sharing his knowledge and passion with aspiring drivers. Outside of the track, Keegan pursued various business ventures, but his heart always remained tied to the world of racing. Those who knew him recall not only his achievements, but his infectious love for racing, his commitment, and his generous nature. Rupert Keegan will be remembered for his fierce competitiveness, his resilience in the face of obstacles, and his enduring impact on the motorsport community. His legacy is one of unyielding passion and dedication, inspiring future generations of racers. He leaves behind a rich history in British motorsports and a legacy that will not be forgotten. Phil Donahue, who passed away at the age of 88, leaves behind a monumental legacy in the world of television and public discourse. Known as the King of Daytime Talk, Donahue was a pioneer in media, transforming the landscape of talk shows with his groundbreaking program, The Phil Donahue Show. His show was among the first to invite audience participation, bringing a new level of interaction and engagement to television. With a career spanning nearly 3 decades, Donahue's program became a platform where voices of all backgrounds could be heard, fostering discussions on issues that often divided society, including civil rights, consumer protection, and foreign policy. Born into an Irish Catholic family in Cleveland, Ohio, Donahue's early life was rooted in strong community values, which would later influence his empathetic approach to journalism. After studying business at the University of Notre Dame, he embarked on his broadcasting career with a vision to create a space where people could discuss the pressing issues of the day openly. He invited a diverse range of guests, from activists to politicians, and created a space for open dialogue that was both fearless and thought-provoking. Figures such as Malcolm X, John F. Kennedy, and Muhammad Ali were among his many guests, illustrating the program's reach and impact. Donahue's influence reached far beyond the boundaries of the United States. In a remarkable show of diplomacy and collaboration, he co-hosted the U.S.-Soviet Space Bridge series with Soviet journalist Vladimir Posner, which brought ordinary citizens from both nations together on live television during the Cold War. His commitment to bridging divides and promoting understanding earned him respect not only as a media personality, but as a true champion of human connection. Throughout his life, Donahue remained a steadfast advocate for social justice and freedom of speech. Even in his later years, his voice continued to resonate, notably with his documentary Body of War, which explored the challenges faced by a disabled Iraq war veteran. His contributions to media were recognized with numerous awards, including multiple Daytime Emmys and, in 2024, the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Phil Donahue's life was a testament to the power of conversation and empathy. He leaves behind a legacy that not only transformed the talk show format, but also encouraged society to embrace the complexity of human experience. He will be remembered for his compassion, curiosity, and unwavering dedication to giving people a platform to speak their truths. Laure Con Legacy, who passed away at the age of 63, was a visionary French director, cinematographer, and screenwriter whose work explored the complexities of human relationships, social justice, and the struggles within contemporary society. Conte's commitment to telling stories that reflect the challenges of our world resonated deeply with audiences and critics alike, cementing his legacy as one of French cinema's most thoughtful and influential figures. Born in Melle, France, in 1961, Conte's early life was shaped by his parents' roles as schoolteachers, an influence that would later emerge in his acclaimed film, The Class. After studying photography in Marseille and film at the prestigious IDHS in Paris, he initially worked in television and as an assistant director to Marcel Ophuls, developing a documentary style that would characterize much of his work. His career took flight with his debut feature, Resources Humaines, a story delving into class and family dynamics set in a factory, which won critical acclaim and 2 César Awards. Canter's films, including Time Out and Heading South, were marked by their emphasis on social issues and the ethical dilemmas that everyday people face. But it was with Entre les Murs that Canter achieved international acclaim. The film, blending documentary and fiction, followed a year in the life of a diverse group of students in a Paris school and won the prestigious Palme d'Or at Cannes in 2008. Canter's unique approach often involved casting non-professional actors and fostering an environment of collaboration, encouraging actors to draw from their own experiences to shape their characters, a process he described as a workshop of storytelling. His dedication to social and political causes extended beyond his films. He was an advocate for undocumented workers and, alongside other French filmmakers, worked to bring attention to the plight of migrant workers. In 2015, he co-founded La Cinéthèque, a streaming platform dedicated to offering films selected by filmmakers from around the globe, underscoring his passion for making cinema accessible to all. Laure Con's films, whether set in France, Canada, or Cuba, were imbued with a sense of humanity and compassion, exploring the human condition across cultures. His commitment to representing real lives, his innovative approach to filmmaking, and his dedication to social justice have left an indelible mark on the cinematic world. Con's legacy will live on as a source of inspiration for those who seek to use film as a force for empathy, reflection, and change. John Barbetta, who passed away at the age of 79 from heart complications, was an iconic American drummer whose beats resonated through some of rock's most unforgettable songs. Known for his skillful, versatile drumming and vibrant stage presence, Barbetta's career spanned the 1960s and 1970s, contributing to a golden era of rock music and establishing him as one of the most in-demand session drummers of his time. Born in Passaic, New Jersey on April 1, 1945, Barbetta's musical journey began with a passion for rhythm that led him from his high school marching band to professional stages across America. His early years with the Sentinels set the stage for a remarkable career that saw him joining the Turtles, where he played on iconic tracks like Happy Together. His stick-twirling performances and impeccable timing quickly made him a standout. The success of Happy Together catapulted Barbetta and the Turtles to fame, bringing him into the limelight with appearances on The Ed Sullivan Show and American Bandstand. Barbetta's talent didn't go unnoticed. In 1970, he was invited to join Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, playing on their celebrated live album Four-Way Street and the hauntingly powerful single Ohio. His ability to seamlessly blend with other musicians was a perfect match for CSNY's intense, harmony-driven sound. Barbetta's time with CSNY was marked by an impressive list of collaborations with the group's members, solidifying his place in rock history. In 1972, Barbetta joined Jefferson Airplane, later evolving into Jefferson Starship. His drumming provided the foundation for hits like Miracles on Red Octopus, the band's most successful album. Tragically, a car accident in 1978 ended his run with Jefferson Starship, but his contributions to their music left an indelible mark. Retiring from the mainstream music scene in his 30s, Barbetta settled in Comanche, California, and later Ada, Oklahoma, where he continued to make music with his family, including his beloved late wife, Angela, and his daughter, Leah. He remained active in the local music community, drawing on his vast experience to inspire new generations of musicians. John Barbetta's legacy lies in the timeless tracks he helped create and the joy he brought to audiences worldwide. His beats live on as a testament to a musician who truly loved his craft, leaving a rhythmic legacy that will continue to inspire for generations to come. David Sanborn, who passed away at the age of 78 from complications related to prostate cancer, leaves behind a legacy as one of the most influential saxophonists of his generation. Known for his unique blend of jazz, R&B, and pop, Sanborn's music captivated audiences around the world and helped define the sound of smooth jazz in the 1980s, even as he himself resisted the genre's label. Born in 1945 in Tampa, Florida, and raised in Kirkwood, Missouri, Sanborn's early life was marked by resilience. He overcame polio as a child, channeling his physical recovery into his love for music. Starting saxophone at age 11 to strengthen his lungs, he soon found himself playing alongside blues legends like Albert King and Little Milton by the time he was 14. His gritty, soulful sound, shaped by his admiration for artists like Hank Crawford, quickly made him a standout talent. Sanborn's career took off when he joined the Paul Butterfield Blues Band, playing at the Woodstock Festival in 1969. He went on to work as a session musician with some of the biggest names in music, including Stevie Wonder, David Bowie, and Bruce Springsteen. His own debut album, Taking Off, was released in 1975 and marked the beginning of a prolific solo career that would yield more than 20 albums, 6 Grammy Awards, and collaborations with artists like Marcus Miller, Al Jarreau, and George Duke. Albums like Voyeur and Close Up became classics, solidifying his reputation as a pioneer of jazz fusion and crossover jazz. Beyond his solo work, Sanborn's artistry graced television, radio, and film soundtracks, and he co-hosted the beloved late-night show Night Music with Jules Holland, which introduced a broad audience to eclectic and groundbreaking music. His influence reached far beyond the jazz world, as he was a regular fixture on Saturday Night Live and Late Night with David Letterman, bringing the saxophone into mainstream consciousness with his distinctive, emotive style. In his final years, even as he battled cancer, Sanborn remained connected to his fans and the music he loved, hosting virtual Sanborn sessions that featured intimate performances and conversations with fellow musicians. His legacy is one of innovation, resilience, and a relentless passion for music that bridged genres and touched hearts. David Sanborn will be remembered not only for his exceptional technical skill, but for his ability to make the saxophone sing, breathe, and communicate on a deeply human level. His music will continue to inspire generations to come. Charlie Collin, who passed away at the age of 57, was a musician known for his captivating bass lines and rhythmic guitar work as a founding member of the rock band Train. A Southern California native, Collin's musical journey began at an early age. After a childhood spent honing his craft and a transformative experience studying at Berklee College of Music, he went on to help shape a new era of American rock. As a co-founder of Train, Collin was instrumental in the band's early success. His steady bass and memorable riffs provided the foundation for hits like Meet Virginia and Drops of Jupiter, the latter of which became a defining anthem of the early 2000s and cemented Train's place in music history. Their album Drops of Jupiter reached the top 10 on the Billboard 200, a milestone that Collin and his bandmates achieved through talent and relentless dedication. This period of success allowed Train to tour nationally with acts like Sheryl Crow and Counting Crows, bringing their music to audiences across the country. Collin's career wasn't limited to Train. He collaborated with a diverse array of musicians and groups over the years. He went on to form the bands Food Pill, Pain Birds, and The Side Deal, the latter of which included notable members like Stan Frazier of Sugar Ray. His musical interests extended beyond rock, and he spent much of his later life championing up-and-coming artists and giving back to the creative community. Collin's philanthropic spirit led him to advocate for homeless artists and contribute to various charitable causes. In his later years, he moved to Brussels, Belgium, where he shared his knowledge and passion for music as a teacher and continued to pursue his own artistic endeavors. As the musical director for the Newport Beach Film Festival, he stayed connected to his roots and his community, supporting the next generation of creators. Charlie Collin's sudden passing is a loss to the music world, but his legacy lives on through his contributions to rock music and the countless lives he touched. A musician with a generous spirit, Charlie's music will forever resonate with fans and fellow artists alike. His journey from Newport Beach to the global stage serves as a testament to the transformative power of art and the enduring impact of a life dedicated to creativity. William Anders, who passed away at the age of 90, leaves behind an extraordinary legacy that spans aviation, space exploration, and public service. Best known for his role as a NASA astronaut on the historic Apollo 8 mission in 1968, Anders was one of the first 3 humans to orbit the moon, offering humanity a new perspective on our planet with his iconic Earthrise photograph. That image, capturing Earth's vibrant blue and green hues against the vastness of space, became a symbol of unity and environmental stewardship, reflecting Anders' belief in the fragility of our world. Born in Hong Kong in 1933, Anders' early life was marked by a spirit of adventure and resilience, shaped by his experiences during turbulent times in Asia and his journey back to the United States. After graduating from the U.S. Naval Academy, he joined the U.S. Air Force, where he quickly distinguished himself as a fighter pilot and nuclear engineer. His technical expertise and unyielding commitment to his work eventually led him to NASA, where he trained as an astronaut during one of the most ambitious periods in space exploration history. During Apollo 8, Anders, along with Frank Borman and Jim Lovell, captured the world's attention, delivering a memorable Christmas Eve broadcast and reading from the Book of Genesis as they orbited the moon. Reflecting on that mission, Anders remarked that while they set out to explore the moon, it was their discovery of Earth's beauty and vulnerability that left the most profound impact on him. His contributions to Apollo 8 continue to inspire and remind us of our responsibility to protect our planet. Beyond his NASA career, Anders held prominent roles in U.S. government and industry. He served as a commissioner on the Atomic Energy Commission, chairman of the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, and even as the U.S. ambassador to Norway. In the private sector, he guided companies like General Dynamics and General Electric through periods of growth and transformation, always with a focus on innovation and accountability. In retirement, Anders dedicated himself to philanthropy, establishing the William A. Anders Foundation to support education and environmental causes. His Heritage Flight Museum in Washington, managed by his family, stands as a testament to his lifelong passion for aviation. William Anders' passing marks the end of a life rich in achievements and service. He will be remembered not only as an astronaut and engineer, but as a visionary who bridged the skies and the earth, challenging us to view our world with wonder, humility, and care. Johnny Canales, who passed away at the age of 81, leaves behind a legacy that transcends music and television. Known as a Tejano icon, Canales was celebrated for his charismatic personality, his ability to entertain, and his dedication to uplifting emerging artists through The Johnny Canales Show. Born Juan José Canales in General Treviño, Mexico, he made his way to the U.S., where he would eventually become a powerful force in the entertainment world. In 1983, he launched The Johnny Canales Show, a groundbreaking television program that became a beloved platform for Mexican and Tejano musicians. As the executive producer and charismatic host, Canales showcased artists from both sides of the border, introducing viewers to an array of talent. His famous words, "Usted tiene el control," "You've got the control," became his trademark phrase and embodied his commitment to giving artists their moment in the spotlight. Johnny Canales is perhaps best remembered for his support of a young Selena Quintanilla. He provided her with her first televised performance by the time she was 13 and helped arrange her debut concert in Mexico, giving a tremendous boost to her career. This connection with Selena and his support for numerous other artists cemented his role as a vital bridge between Latin American music and U.S. audiences. Through his show, he introduced audiences to artists like Los Tigres del Norte, La Mafia, and Intocable, fostering a new wave of appreciation for Tejano and Norteño music. After the Johnny Canales Show ended its Univision run in 1996, Canales continued to bring his signature style to Telemundo and later to Tuvision, returning to his roots and connecting with audiences whenever possible. Despite facing health challenges later in life, including a stroke and heart surgery, Canales remained dedicated to his fans and worked tirelessly to bring his show back to air. Johnny Canales was not only a beloved host, but also a dedicated advocate for the Latin music community. He was honored in 2009 as Veteran of the Year by LULAC for his work with veterans and the GI Forum, underscoring his deep commitment to service. With his passing, the world says goodbye to a legend whose influence reached far beyond the television screen. Johnny Canales' warmth, humor, and passion for Tejano music will live on, both in the countless artists he helped launch and in the hearts of fans who tuned in for every show. His legacy continues to inspire, reminding us of the power of culture, community, and the joy of music. Sika Anoa'i, who passed away at the age of 79, leaves behind a powerful legacy that spans generations in the world of professional wrestling. As one half of the legendary tag team, the Wild Samoans, alongside his brother Afa, Sika captured the imagination of fans around the world and set the stage for generations of Samoan wrestlers who followed. Known for their untamed style, unique look, and in-ring intensity, the Wild Samoans dominated the wrestling scene in the 1970s and 1980s, capturing the WWF World Tag Team Championship 3 times and earning a place in the WWE Hall of Fame in 2007. Born in American Samoa, Sika's journey to wrestling superstardom began when he moved to the United States as a young teen. After a stint in the Merchant Marine, Sika found his calling in wrestling, and alongside Afa, he built a formidable reputation. Together, the Wild Samoans were celebrated not only for their wrestling prowess, but also for their iconic personas, appearing in promotions worldwide, from WWF to Japan's International Wrestling Enterprise. They made their mark not only as competitors, but also as pioneers, creating a path for countless Samoan wrestlers in the wrestling industry. Beyond his own success in the ring, Sika's legacy continues through his family, most notably his son, Roman Reigns, who has become one of WWE's most prominent superstars and a multi-time world champion. Sika's influence on Roman was profound, as he not only passed on his passion for wrestling, but also his respect for tradition, family, and resilience. Sika's other son, Matt, known to fans as Rosie, also made his mark in WWE, earning championship accolades and continuing the proud legacy of the Anoa'i family in professional wrestling. Throughout his life, Sika remained committed to his roots and proud of his Samoan heritage, influencing countless fans and aspiring wrestlers who looked up to him. His career spanned decades, and even in his later years, he made occasional appearances in WWE to support his family and celebrate his culture, reminding fans of the impact and importance of his contributions to wrestling. Sika's passing marks the end of an era, but his legacy as a wrestling pioneer, a family man, and an inspiration to future generations will live on. He will be remembered as a legend whose influence extended far beyond the wrestling ring. Laurie Linden, who passed away at the age of 62 from a brain aneurysm, was a trailblazing force in music and literature. Best known as a member of the pioneering all-female rock band Zuzu's Petals, Laurie embodied a unique blend of raw talent, resilience, and creativity that resonated deeply with fans. Her influence extended beyond music, as she later found success as a writer, sharing her journey with honesty and grace. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, Linden and her bandmates carved out a space in the alternative rock scene, earning admiration for their fierce spirit and unapologetic authenticity. With Zuzu's Petals, Laurie not only created memorable music, but also contributed to a culture of inclusivity in an industry that was often male-dominated. The band's gritty yet heartfelt sound and DIY ethos struck a chord with fans, making them a beloved part of the Minneapolis music scene and inspiring young women to pursue their own artistic dreams. After stepping back from the music industry, Laurie continued to channel her creative voice into writing. In 2007, she published her memoir, Pedal Pusher, a rock and roll Cinderella story, a candid and captivating account of her life in music. Through this memoir, Laurie connected with a new audience, sharing her experiences of resilience and self-discovery with warmth, wit, and insight. Her story resonated with readers who found strength and solidarity in her words, making Laurie not only a musician, but also a role model and an author who left a lasting impact on those who followed her journey. Lori Linden's life was marked by her dedication to creativity and her refusal to be limited by convention. Her contributions to both music and literature have left an indelible mark on those who were touched by her artistry. She will be remembered not only for her talents but for her spirit, a spirit that embraced challenges, broke boundaries, and celebrated individuality. Laurie's legacy lives on in the music she made, the stories she told, and the inspiration she provided to countless fans and fellow artists. She will be dearly missed but never forgotten, as her life's work continues to inspire new generations to be bold, fearless, and true to themselves. Dave Loggins, who passed away at the age of 76 in Nashville, Tennessee, leaves behind a remarkable legacy as a singer, songwriter, and musician whose work touched countless listeners. Known for his evocative voice and heartfelt lyrics, Loggins is best remembered for his 1974 hit, "Please Come to Boston," a song that became an anthem of longing and love, reaching number 1, 5 on the pop charts and number 1 on the easy listening chart. With his unique ability to connect with the emotional core of his audience, Loggins created music that resonated deeply across genres. Loggins' talents as a songwriter extended far beyond his own performances. He penned hits for many celebrated artists, including Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Rogers, Tanya Tucker, and Reba McEntire. Among his most notable contributions to other musicians' careers were Morning Desire for Kenny Rogers and You Make Me Want to Make You Mine for Juice Newton, both of which topped the charts. His skill for crafting songs that perfectly captured universal emotions made him a sought-after songwriter and a respected figure in the Nashville music scene. In 1984, Loggins recorded Nobody Loves Me Like You Do, a beautiful duet with Anne Murray that reached number 1 on the Billboard Hot Country Singles chart, and earned them the CMA Award for Vocal Duo of the Year in 1985. This collaboration showcased his versatility and his gift for blending his voice seamlessly with others, further solidifying his place in country music history. One of Loggins' most iconic compositions was Augusta, a piece he wrote in homage to the famed Augusta National Golf Club. Adopted as the theme for CBS's coverage of the Masters Golf Tournament, the song has since become synonymous with one of golf's most prestigious events, reaching audiences worldwide and cementing Loggins' influence beyond the music industry. In recognition of his contributions to music, Loggins was inducted into the Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame in 1995, a fitting honor for a man whose songs have left an indelible mark on American music. Although he began his career as a draftsman and insurance salesman, Loggins found his true calling in music, sharing his stories and emotions with the world. Dave Loggins will be remembered for his soulful melodies and his extraordinary gift for songwriting. His music continues to touch hearts, leaving a legacy that will be cherished by fans and fellow musicians for generations to come. Esa Terblanche, who passed away at the age of 51 in Los Angeles, leaves behind a legacy as an actress beloved in both South Africa and the United States. With her vibrant talent, captivating presence, and unforgettable performances, Esa brought passion and grace to her roles on screen and stage, winning the hearts of viewers around the world. Born in Rustenburg, South Africa, Esa's life was rooted in her homeland, where she grew up surrounded by nature on a game farm. Her early life, filled with the charm of animals and the beauty of the land, shaped her warm and grounded personality. Her star first rose when she was crowned Miss Teen South Africa in 1991, a milestone that launched her into the world of television acting. Her role as Bianchi Naude Hartman on the South African drama Ailey, Place of Gold, made her a household name, and she soon became an admired figure in South African entertainment. In 1997, Esa's talent crossed international borders when she joined the cast of the American daytime drama All My Children, where she played the memorable character of Gillian Andrashi. Known for her charisma and emotional depth, Esa brought Gillian, the troublemaking princess, to life with an elegance and intensity that resonated with fans. Although her character was written off the show in 2001, Esa's portrayal left a lasting impact, and she returned for a special guest appearance in 2011, a fitting tribute to a role that was central to her career. Beyond her work in soap operas, Esta's diverse roles spanned theater and film, as she took on parts in The Glass Menagerie and Pygmalion, as well as the film Three Thieves and a Wedding. Her versatility extended to television presenting in South Africa, including for the environmental program 50/50 and the children's show KTV, roles that further cemented her status as a beloved media personality in her home country. A woman of many talents, Esta was fluent in Afrikaans, English, and German, and could speak French, Italian, and Russian. She continued to explore new passions, including a venture into the wellness industry, opening a spa and taking a break from acting to focus on healing. This journey reflected her generous spirit and dedication to bringing positivity into the lives of others. Esa Terblanche will be remembered not only for her achievements in acting, but for the warmth, strength, and grace she shared with the world. Her legacy lives on through her impactful performances and the love of her fans who cherished her remarkable journey. Breaking news. News 1. A false rumor claiming comedian and Family Feud host Steve Harvey died in a tragic accident has spread widely on social media throughout 2024, with posts, videos, and even paid ads fueling the misinformation. The baseless rumor alleged Harvey was involved in a fatal car accident, leading fans to express shock and grief online. However, Harvey is alive and well, as confirmed by his continued appearances on The Steve Harvey Morning Show. His representative declined to comment on the rumors, but Harvey himself previously addressed similar hoaxes, once humorously sharing a photo of himself with the caption, "Me seeing that Rip Harvey is trending." The hoax has misled many, with misleading posts and clickbait YouTube videos featuring thumbnails showing car accident scenes and caskets. Despite these claims, a simple check reveals no credible evidence of Harvey being involved in any recent accidents. Platforms like Meta, which includes Facebook and Instagram, have reportedly allowed ads promoting the rumor, raising questions about content verification. The widespread rumor serves as a reminder to verify information from reliable sources before believing or sharing online news. News 2. Canter, the legendary Hollywood producer and agent who represented iconic stars like Marlon Brando, Marilyn Monroe, and Grace Kelly, has passed away at 97. Canter died at his home in Beverly Hills, as confirmed by his son. Canter's remarkable career began after his service in World War II, quickly rising under the mentorship of Lew Wasserman at the Music Corporation of America. Notably, Brando personally chose Canter as his agent, marking the start of a decades-long collaboration. Canter's influence extended internationally when he relocated to London to oversee MCA's European operations, where he produced films like X, Y, and Z with Elizabeth Taylor. In addition to managing top talent such as Warren Beatty, Gene Kelly, and Mel Brooks, Canter co-founded a production company with Elliot Kastner and Alan Ladd Jr., which contributed to classics like Blade Runner, Star Wars, and Thelma and Louise. His illustrious career inspired Jack Lemmon's character in The Apartment. Canter leaves behind 6 children and 10 grandchildren, marking the end of an era for Hollywood's golden age. His contributions to film and his legacy as an agent will be remembered by generations.